ladies and gentlemen and ladies, my family, all the suits, how y'all feeling today, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Gymers Podcast. It is I, your host, Nas the Innovator. And don't necessarily know the title of this episode yet, but this is part one of studying the philosophies of other philosophers. As I myself am a philosopher that was born too late. Them they was back in BC days, 17, 19, and times like that. And they kind of helped they words and things of that nature, they beliefs, their critical thinking, things of that, helped I won't necessarily say it helped shape the world in ways how it is today, but sort of kind of, not really, but sort of kind of. Before we really get into it, I would like to give y'all the definition of what philosophy is. Some might not, some might know, some might be oblivious to what I'm talking about right now. So, philosophy is the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. So, I guess I've never heard of philosophy class or nothing, but people talk, it's in like history class and stuff. You might have your teachers might refer to somebody for not philosophy or anything like that. I don't know, but in part one of this series that I kind of started doing philosopher number one. And please, if you're watching up above, if I say your name wrong or if I pronounce anything wrong, please bear with me. Simone De Beauvoir. I think I'm pretty sure I butchered her last name completely, but she was 78 years old. Simone was a prominent existentialist philosopher and feminist thinker who explored themes of freedom, responsibility, and the human condition, arguing that gender and that women, like all individuals, are capable of choosing their own freedom. Now, no, this is a side note, and this to Miss Dear Simone. I know you had these words and beliefs at like 17, year 17. Um, if you see what they doing with their freedom, and I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying all of them because some women, I mean, not some women. The women are handling business, setting up they self and their family for future greatness and future success. But some soft legs out here just like. I don't even really gotta get into it, bro. We know what's going on. You feel me? Just like, yeah, loose screws out here, buddy. But, um, but as I just said, she was a prominent existentialist philosopher and feminist thinker. Um, she explored the themes of freedom, responsibility, and the human condition. She believed she believed humans that all humans should have the ability to use their choices and actions to create their own destiny in life. You feel me? Which is like it makes perfect sense. That's how it's supposed to be. Um she wrote some pieces, one piece being existentialism and freedom. You know, existentialism is a philosophical movement emphasizing individual freedom, responsibility, and a search for meaning in a seemingly absurd world. The world we live in today. You feel me? You get it. Um, what individuals are responsible for creating their own essence through their actions and choices. So, like I just said, she believed that humans, preferably girls, back at the time, women didn't have rights and things of that. And it just I understand. She believed that all humans should be able to control their own destiny and control their own essence off the choices and actions that they make, and not off words and things of that nature that come from the quote men at the time. They used to have all the power and all that shit back then. I don't know. I'm kind of glad. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not in that era of life. You feel me? But so I kind of had a conversation with Miss Simone, myself. Um, of course, not real life. She been passed away. But AI, and not like no dumb AI. You AI. It was really her. It was her talking. But it was a computer talking. And the words she shared with me was she shared a lot with me. She said to me, freedom, however, demands responsibility as it compels us to create meaning in a world devoid of inherent purpose. And she also told me, your desire, my desire. She said to me, my desire. Damn it. Because I'm confusing myself. I'm sorry if I'm confusing any of y'all. Bear with me. My desire to illuminate the power of individual agency and self-discovery resonates deeply with her own philosophical explorations. You feel me? Do you feel me though? Can I get a round of applause for that? Can you clap for me for that? For aligning with another philosopher's beliefs, man? And it's not having on purpose. It's just having from a conversation, and it's just what she told me. So, lock in. But Simone, like her partner, what was his name? Gene Paul. He got another last name, but I ain't gonna lie, I did not jot his last name down because I didn't want to butcher too many names at the same time. So Gene Paul, her partner Gene Paul, embraced existentialism, emphasizing individual freedom and responsibility. She believed that individuals are condemned to be free, meaning they are free to make their own choices and responsible for the consequences of those choices. All of this stuff is still going on from today. So, words that. So, what I want y'all to do in this series, or in this series, I want y'all to take the words and take the philosophies as they resonate. Now you might not. You're gonna feel all of them in the world today. They all still in the world today. They all came from somewhere. She ain't just like me. I don't make up half the stuff I be saying from nowhere. It all come from something. Hustings come from something. It's all still in the world today. Just like if you want to go outside and sleep with everybody, you could be free and do that, but you gotta also deal with the consequences. You might catch some. You might get pregnant. Dot 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 dot. You feel me? Whatever. Um, she also did another piece, the ethics of ambiguity, and when I ain't lie, when I heard the word ambiguity, I was like, what? But ambiguity is just the quality of being open to more than one interpretation. Has her certain words mean different things. A lot of things have different meanings behind them. Being open to them, being open to not only the reasoning or the definition behind something that but to the other perspectives behind certain things or certain choices is ambiguity. Um, she said to me, Simone also said to me, in the ethics of ambiguity, I consider the nature of freedom, asserting that our our freedom is intertwined with the circumstances and responsibilities that shape our existence. This notion aligns with my emphasis on the mind's role in shaping life. So you know how I be telling y'all, like, it's a mind game. All of this is just like once you unlock everything up top, or once you start to see certain things and get your perception of certain things right up top, It all translates to how the world view you. Basically, you what she's saying, what I got from that when I was reading was like, we all free, right? But you only could really be as free as the mind is. So like if you wake up and you drowned in negativity all the time and all the thoughts is negative and all this stuff all the time, like you can't never be happy, then like your life is gonna be limited. Like because I also I was watching something, I forgot what it was. I think I was watching somebody I was watching somebody talk show, um, and they were saying something like the universe doesn't really reward or give us anything. You know, they transfer energy. You feel me? So back to like I was saying with the negativity, if you put negative energy in the world, it's not going to necessarily make the world like attack you, but like everything is going to have a negative energy back towards you because that's what you put into the world. You feel me? And I'm pretty sure I done said something. You know, we had episodes about this before about perception and you know things of that nature. I'm finna get the what that mean with Nas is back going on to also you know clear up on perception more and more. But she also said to me, we must recognize the influence of our choices and perceptions. Like I just said, the mind controls everything for real. You know, it's the key to life when life is just a game. You feel me? Once you unlock peace of mind, you really become peace with man and peace with self. And once you unlock that, nobody can really tell you anything. You feel me? Like it's just like a do your thing and go with the flow, kinda. But not go with the negative flow. Go with the positive, productive, I know my purpose flow. And if you don't know your purpose in the midst of all of that, finding peace and things of that nature, that stuff will come to you. I promise it will. I can tell you it will because it's happened to me myself. Once you accept your own, you know, because we all dealing with some type of skeletons in the closet, some things that our closest friends, our family can't know about or don't know about. That's eating at us on the inside. It might be you might could play it off cool, like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm perfect, yeah, and that's we all know we all got some type of skeleton in the closet, even if it's just one little one. You know, even if it's just one little one. Once you face that, and I'm not saying like in order to face that truth, you got to go tell anybody about it now because sometimes, you know, it's good to keep your business to yourself, especially when it's like I said, a skeleton in the closet. But you could confront that yourself and take that time to not necessarily talk to yourself, but talk to the universe about what you want to do with this and how you want to handle it and how you want to use this to become greater in a certain aspect or and then sometimes it'll be like the universe will talk back to you and everything will start falling into place slowly but surely. And once you get to that point, then you know everything else, peace and all that stuff comes to your eyes. It meets you. Um, Yet understanding oneself is a journey fraught with complexities. This is all the stuff she's saying to me. Now, what I'm saying to you is the stuff I can't, like, you know, like what I gathered from my time studying off her philosophy. And I ain't gonna lie, when I heard that, when I read that she was a feminist thinker, I thought that this was gonna be like a, you know, now philosophers are not really biased to like one group of anybody. Philosophers is, you know, they speak about life in a general aspect. But I thought it was gonna be like a more of a women should do this and have this and this, but it's not that at all. She's just basically saying like we all deserve to be free, but you know, also understand that with freedom comes consequences of what you do with that freedom, and to get the best value out of freedom and get the most out of freedom, You got to unlock a peace of mind is what I got from it. Now I might be wrong. You might hear it and you might do your own research. This might push you to do your own research, or you might go off what I'm saying and start interpreting your own meaning for what she's saying. You know, the ethics of ambiguity. I think I read this already. No, I didn't. Simone explored the ethical implications of freedom and responsibility. All right, yeah, I did read this. No, I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I got all of this stuff written down, but it's not in a very organized manner. I mean, I tried to organize it the best way I could. I didn't. It didn't really come out how I thought it was going to do it, or I didn't follow the format that I laid out for myself, and now, you know. But the ethics of ambiguity. Simone explored the ethical implications of freedom and responsibility, arguing that we are responsible for our actions and the choices we make, even when those choices are ambiguous or difficult. You know, and that kind of, and when I read that kind of aligns with accountability to me. Some people could make a decision and be like, well, he told me to do it. Well, she told me to do this, or because she did this, I did this. Like, no, take accountability for your actions and understand that you control your own actions. Even though you can get influenced off of something and gather um and gather a perspective of anything from that does not necessarily take that does not necessarily hide the fact that you got to take accountability. um I'm sorry, y'all. I thought this episode was gonna be like an hour. I didn't follow the format that I wrote, that I wrote down. I'm not really good when it comes to like following sets. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not good when it comes to following set schedules, but sort of, kinda. Um, so let me catch myself real quick and make sure I don't go off topic or get to yapping or nothing. No, that was really it. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh Lord. Okay, y'all. Now look here. Eventually, in this series, I'm going through the philosophers, and as I go through the philosophers, I will eventually talk about my philosophy. Once we get to my philosophy, that's when the series is done. Now, how many? If I'm not doing all the philosophers, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's too many of them. Too many of them. Just 2,000. And that's not as much as that'd be like, oh, that's a lot of episodes. Like good. No, I put hours into studying this lady, and I wasted, not wasted, but I put minutes into having a conversation with an AI to gather some information from a different, a deeper aspect. And as I was writing and jotting this stuff out, I was thinking in my head that this was going to be like a very informative, um at least hour 40 minutes, or at least 40 minutes to an hour like type of episode. But I'm not, if I had to estimate, it's probably what, like 20 minutes right now, which ain't bad, because everybody attention span not that high, and I'm not going drag it type shit. But yeah, so what I encourage everybody to do, well, those who have been intrigued or who want to indulge in further exploration of philosophers philosophy, then just her name is Simone D. It's gonna pop up when you type in, bro. I swear to God, I'm not gonna keep trying to disrespect her by calling her name wrong, knowing I don't know how to say her name. um But I guess that's really it. I'm not gonna really hold the class for too much longer. Um, Time out the class. Oh my god. But that's really it, y'all. We got other things to get into, so I'm not gonna hold it too much longer. But like I said, I would encourage y'all to do more research. Because all of us got a little bit of philosopher in us. You kind of just gotta, if you want to open it, if you want to deep dive into it a little bit, because to some people it's boring, but it's really just the reasoning and the questioning behind certain things in life and the knowledge that comes from it. That's really all it is. Like I read earlier, what philosophy is. Um, we all kind of got that in us. So maybe I'm not gonna put y'all on to the AI chat to how y'all can talk to them, because then that's still in my sauce. But if you somehow find it and you have AI conversations with some of them, let me know and do your thing. But other than that, I don't know. I'm a sooner or later spread my philosophy that pertains to life now and the future. Um, and yeah, I guess that's really it. I should have did more research on it, to be honest. I didn't want this shit to be too long. I thought the stuff I did do was gonna drag, but this it. I love y'all. I'm finna go hang my suit up for another day, and knock out all my other tasks as of this free time that I have. Love y'all. Peace. We out. Don't forget. Wait. Before you turn that shit off, wait. Hold on now. Slow your roll. Subscribe. Follow. Like, comment, whatever. Let a brother know that you're there, because I can see that y'all there, but I can't see like, and I don't really care necessarily who's there, but like to know that we engaging and we locking in, and y'all not just coming here for, oh, let's see what he gonna talk about today. Which I mean, like, that's the point, but like, anyways, man, like, comment, subscribe, follow on all platforms. Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify for creators, whatever one you got. We everywhere. The Gentleman's Podcast. That's, how to spell the Gentleman's Podcast. I shouldn't have to spell it out for you, bro. But that's really it. I love y'all. We out.